Hello, and welcome to the CNO Podcast, Episode 3. It's Nathan here on the mic. Owen is not with us right now, but with me I got our other co-host, Kian. How's it going, bud?
What's up, boys? Good to see you guys again.
Yeah, good to see the boys again. This episode's special guest posted a 1.99 goals against average in 22 starts with a record of 16-6 and 5 shutouts with the Sturgeon Heights Huskies in the top division of the Winnipeg High School Hockey League. He is also a Winnipeg High School League champion and was ranked 8th in the Winnipeg Sun's rankings of top 10 high school hockey players in Manitoba. He was also the only goalie ranked in the top 10. Please welcome to the podcast, Noah Gilbert. We also call him Gibbs.
What's good, y'all?
Yeah, he's with us here. My teammate this year, actually. Great guy.
Mm-hmm.
Love to have him on the pod here.
For sure.
We just wanted to pump your tires there a little bit because, I mean, you did have a very good season, obviously.
Got the wheels rolling for the boys.
Yeah.
Sure, but just doing my job, doing it well,
Obviously doing it well enough. So before we get into some questions and some stories, we just want to go over some things that happened in the NHL over the past few days. So the Rangers signed then RFA defenseman Jacob Trouba to a 7-year, $56 million contract to avoid arbitration. That's an annual average of $8 million. Honestly, I think he's a little bit overpaid, but that could just be me. But
guy wants money. He wants I don't know. He's not that good, but he wanted out of Winnipeg for a bit, and
for sure. Well, also, I mean, the first couple of years of this contract don't look as good.
Max first 4 years are going to be the best. After that, the average is going to go... it's going to be the same average, but it's just production from Trouba is not going to be the same after first 3-4 years.
Yeah, I mean, he's still a top 10 overall pick, right? But Winnipeg was probably willing to offer him 5.5, and he would have wanted 7 or 8.
And as we can see, he took 8.
Well, the Rangers obviously had money. They think that Trouba's their guy, be their number one defenseman for the next 7 years.
Yeah, the Rangers have money, the Jets don't. So.
I mean, Trouba's only 25.
Yeah, and
24 or 25.
I thought he was 27. My bad.
No, he's still young. He was drafted in 2012.
Guy still has room to develop, so yeah, he'll be...
I mean, in my opinion, the first couple of years of this contract, year 1 and year 2, aren't going to be, the strong points. I think it's going to be year 3, 4, 5, 6, because that's the prime of a defenseman, in between 27 and 31.
Yeah, you're right.
In my opinion, because that's when they're the most developed. Mm-hmm. Maybe not in his best shape of his life, because, I mean,
right now
it's hard. It's hard to be in better shape when you're 31 as when you're 22. But
I mean, last season with Winnipeg, it was hard to be a good defenseman on that team with all the injuries and young guys getting called up. And there's some games where it was 7-1, and you could blame the D, you could blame Hellebuck, but it wasn't really his fault.
Well, and especially when with so many injuries, you're never playing with a guy consistently. Mm-hmm. And there could be some guys that, arguably shouldn't be playing on the team or in the NHL at all that are sliding into the lineup, like Dmitry Kulikov.
Joke. For sure.
All right, moving on to the next thing here. The Oilers trade forward Milan Lucic and a conditional pick to the Flames for James Neal.
That's a crazy trade.
I've seen so many people just say, so many people said the Flames won the trade. And
not a chance.
Not a chance.
How?
Lucic can't skate. He's a bum. He was never actually any good.
No, he just played on good teams.
Played on Boston.
He played on Boston and LA when they're fucking unreal.
Mm-hmm. Well,
LA, not so much.
Yeah, LA didn't qualify for the playoffs the year that he was there, but...
They're still a solid team then.
I mean,
they still had
Like James Neal just had an off year.
yeah.
Right?
James
Like,
Neal was unreal because he was in Vegas before, right?
He was good in Vegas.
Yeah.
And
And
and,
just came to Calgary.
Nashville a couple years before that, and then before that Pittsburgh and
James
and
a real
Dallas.
deal Neal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
He just had an off year or something like that, and
I could
Lucic's
see-
been
I could
having
see-
an off decade. So
Yeah,
like,
Lucic has always been on.
Yeah.
But I could see Neal playing well with McDavid.
Well,
Like,
I-
a good setup man for McDavid, you know, good two-way player.
Like I could see Neil going into the summer training like a bastard, obviously because I think the best thing for him was getting out of the playoffs early because he could just take that time to rewind and be like, okay, I played like shit. Now I could go and I could train hard and I could do what's best for the next season. And even if he's playing on a line with like Ryan Nugent-Hopkins or somebody like that,
Yeah.
I think that he'll be fine. I think he could get back up realistically to 15 or 20 goals. I'm not saying that he's going to be a 30-goal scorer like he
I
once
think he'll
was.
get
but
40, 50 points this year.
yeah,
Depends
he's
who he
going to
plays
be a
with.
40, 50 point guy.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
for sure.
He's not a bad player. That's the thing.
He's
Lucci
skilled.
is. That's
Yeah,
the
he's
thing.
skilled. Yeah.
Like at least Neil has skill, and Lucci.
Hey,
I
maybe,
hate Lucic with a passion. The guy sucks. I'm saying.
maybe if he
Yeah.
sucks, the Oilers can blame him for not scoring 10, 15 goals like they did for Tobias Reeder.
Yeah, maybe that's what'll get them into the
Yeah.
playoffs.
Yeah.
Either way, moving on to the next thing, the Avalanche signed their 4th overall pick, Bowen Byram, to his entry-level contract. I think this is good because, in my opinion, I think Bowen Byram can make the team right out of camp.
Oh, yeah. Him and McCarr, like, that's probably the best young defensive core right now.
Yeah.
Colorado with Byram and McCarr.
I've never seen Byron play in my life. Maybe at the U18s or whatever, but honestly, you would never put McCarr and Byram on the same
Oh,
line.
yeah, no. They're not going to play together. They're just two of the best young
But
defensive prospects.
Like McCarr's gonna make the team, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
And I say, what's Byram? Yeah, he could crack the roster for sure, but
I could see him, like, in the next year or two, taking Barry's spot.
Well, yeah, and in my opinion, like if Byram were to play on the team this year, he'd be playing with like Eric Johnson, a guy that's really experienced.
Yeah, veteran. Former
but-
first overall pick, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. Jonathan Taves went 3rd in that draft, and I think we all know
Who won that draft?
who won that draft. But anyways,
That's what you're saying.
yeah. So, like, Byram can maybe play 12, 14, 15 minutes a game.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the kid's only 18 or 19, right? So, you don't want to rush him into the
Yeah,
lineup.
I won't be surprised if he plays another year in the dub.
If he did play another year in the dub, that would be good.
Yeah.
I think for his
it's good for
development.
development.
No, like, it won't surprise me. I'm not saying he should crack the lineup this
I mean,
year.
this kid made the dub look like a joke. He was
Yeah.
over a point a game as a defenseman. Like,
And-
that doesn't happen.
Yeah,
Very
that's
often.
crazy.
Yeah, you don't see that much anymore, but
Yeah, he's.
He should have
I
been
was
a third
shocked.
pick.
I think that he should have been a top 3 pick.
Oh yeah,
who was
But-
the 3rd pick?
Kirby Doc
Doc.
to Chicago.
which was
Oh.
questionable. I think Chicago needed defenseman. I know they just traded away another defensive
Henry
prospect.
Yokiharu to
Or-
Chicago,
for Nylander.
no back end whatsoever
Oh
anymore.
no,
Like,
I don't know.
well, I
I
mean,
don't.
they have Lanner, but like,
yeah.
I don't think Chicago really knows what they're trying to do right now. Whether they're trying to contend for
I think
the
they're
cup
trying
or
to
trying to be a middle pack.
rebuild.
Okay,
but,
this is my thing. They're gonna be like the Minnesota Wild. They're gonna be 4 to 5 years of just pure mediocrity.
Yeah, for sure.
They're not tanking. They're not going for a cup. They're just going to make the playoffs, maybe get out in the 1st or 2nd round, or miss the playoffs by 4 or 5
But
points.
I think that's the problem. Like, they're not mediocre.
They don't have a.
They're
They don't
like-
have a plan.
They're below mediocre.
They just have Kane and Taves.
the Kane Taves. They're not a.
Brink
They
Head.
haven't been a playoff team in like 2 years or something
Yeah.
like that.
Also, speaking about Minnesota, shout out to my buddy Braden Schultz. Absolute stud, complete beauty. Had to quickly shout him out.
Oh yeah, of course. And moving on, the Jets signed their RFA defenseman that they got in the Jacob Trouba trade, Neil Pionk, to a 2-year, $6 million
The Pionk
contract.
I like that contract. I know I'm not even a Jets fan.
$3 million annual average.
That's cheap for a player nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
it is like.
It's a
but
bridge.
you look at the
Yeah,
NBA
for sure.
contracts.
Yeah.
So like
40 million or
40
something.
million
yeah.
for a complete bomb.
Yeah, that's fucked.
yeah, so this guy like I watched a video of the Ponk Man and
Ponk?
that's his new nickname, the Ponk
Ponk
Man.
Man.
I watched a video of him go end to end, score a goal on the best goalie in the league, and I'm a bit surprised with this guy. Like he's pretty good. He's no Jacob Trouba, obviously.
Yeah, he
but
can move though.
He can move. He's
And
small, fast.
He's still young. He's what, 22, 23?
He's 21.
21, even better.
21 or 22.
Yeah, even
He
better.
can sling those breakout passes. I was watching a couple of those highlights.
Mm-hmm.
End-to-end pass to Scheifele. Scheifele goes down, scores. Friggin' rights, boys.
Friggin' rights.
Yeah, because obviously Mark Scheifele does not swear, but he'll go and drill Adam Lowry's girlfriend.
Oh my god.
So moving on, the Blues signed forward Oscar Sundqvist, 3-time Stanley Cup champion with the buck teeth, to a 4-year, $11 million contract. I'm pretty sure the annual average on this is 2.75.
Yeah.
I mean, it's money earned because
He had
his
3
playoff
cups.
Yeah.
Guys, 3 cups, but that's just right team, right time, right?
I mean, he's been a solid player.
He was a solid player with St. Louis.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Like he's just a depth guy, and I think he kind of cashed out on this contract.
Mm-hmm.
Right, 4 years, like that solidified $11 million for you.
Killed the Jets, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, you killed San Jose too. Like him and Barbashev.
Yeah.
Fucking.
It's honestly like his, I don't want to say like intimidation factor because I don't think anybody's really intimidated by him. But,
His buck teeth.
but
maybe
it's
should
just
get
like
bit.
people like he's one of those guys that just makes them mad.
I
like,
mean, watching that first round as a Jets fan, that guy, he's big. He's not very fast. Like he's big. Guy's a wicked shot for some reason. Could have been a wicked shot. Could have been a hellebug bad night. But all I know is he deserves that money after that.
And
round.
he's only what, 25, 26?
He's a younger guy.
Yeah,
too.
he's young too.
I think I checked. I think he's 25.
Yeah, so he's still
And
young.
He's only been in the league for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, and like he's not gonna prove to be an all-star, but
Yeah.
he has still room to improve.
Another thing with
Like-
this is St. Louis avoids arbitration on another player, which is a big thing because they don't lose out to the arbitrator,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I think that if they would have went to arbitration with Binnington, I think Binnington would have won that arbitration
yeah,
for
for
sure.
sure. Well, what about the Jets going to arbitration with Cop, right?
Yeah, they're going with Kopp. That's another thing. I'm pretty sure
Cop wants
Kopp
like
wants-
2.9.
he wants 1 year at 2.9, and the Jets want to give him 2 years at 1.5 annual
yeah.
average.
Which I don't know.
I think, in my opinion, I think the Jets are gonna win on this end
Yeah.
because, like, it's not like Kopp has put up like 30 points.
I think
or anything.
I think he put up career high of 30 something points this year.
Really?
I think.
Like,
Well, I'm not too sure because I'm not.
The money he wants is, I honestly think, what he's worth.
Yeah.
But I want the Jets contract because he's a good player and he should stay in Winnipeg for sure.
Yeah.
He's a solidified third liner.
He was on the best third line, one of the best third lines in the league.
He was
in my
on the
opinion.
best grinding line in the league.
Yeah, Lowry, Kopp, Tanev.
That's a
TLC.
fucking boys line.
I mean,
baby.
anybody that's on a line with Tanev is
Anybody want
automatically
to argue
elite.
that's the best? That's the best grinder line in the
Oh,
league.
that's
by
the
far.
best depth line.
Yeah.
Like the Jets probably had the best depth. Holy shit,
Or-
my list just kicked in.
Or the Bozak and Maroon line that with Robert
Yeah.
Thomas. That's a good line too.
That was a good line.
But anyways,
For some reason, that line in the playoffs, the fastest, most
Oh my
grinding
God.
line I've ever seen in my life that could score a goal.
Man, that's what I love about playoffs. All the fucking grinders come out. Like my
Yeah.
favorite playoff performance by a grinder is probably Michael Furland when he
Oh,
was
yeah.
in Calgary. Who
Yeah.
are they playing in that series?
Vancouver.
Vancouver. No.
and he was just
Was it
yeah,
Vancouver?
yeah, he was throwing bod.
Okay, I must.
It was,
yeah,
it was Vancouver, and then they went on to the next round
yeah,
against
that's right.
Anaheim.
That's right. And like I remember watching this highlight clip of Furland. Holy fuck, he was just a monster out there, man.
Yeah, and any of you guys wondering what we're talking about, just search up. I'm pretty sure it's the 2015 playoff
Yeah, it
highlights
was.
with Michael Furland.
It's like a 7-minute video of him just
Oh, yeah.
destroying guys,
Him-
sniping, chirping, fighting, like
Yeah.
just being a fucking goon.
a good. I'm pretty sure he's from Manitoba, right?
I think so.
Either way, we'll get into some questions that I've always wondered, and some other people have always wondered about Gibbs here. So, what is the best feeling that you've ever had, like in a game, like I'm gonna win this game or I'm gonna get a shutout, like things like that.
Like what do you mean, like best feeling?
Like the best
most confidence.
Yeah,
going into
the
game?
most confidence that you've ever had in a game.
So say you're walking to a
yourself.
game, say finals, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna fucking light it up tonight and not let one puck pass me.
Oh, I mean, definitely this year too in the playoffs. I played an okay game 3 against Garden City, but after that tough loss where we were up 3-2, I literally came in and went home. I'm like figuring myself out here because I was losing my shit. I wasn't happy we lost. I was literally going around the house and telling my mom, I'm like, Mom, I'm losing my shit, Mom. Like, Jesus. So I go home, I reconfigure. I didn't go to school in the morning.
Yeah.
I showed up maybe one class and I'm like, okay, I'm getting ready for this game.
Done with this shit.
I did not hear you say one word that day.
No, I did not say a single word to anyone. I didn't want to talk to anyone that day. I wanted to stay in my game. I get to the rink before anyone else, and I just thought about the game, thought about what could happen.
Mm-hmm.
Always come out with the positive attitude, right?
Yeah,
and
for sure.
we won. Like, we were down 4-2, started the third. That didn't faze me.
Wow. Watching that game, holy shit.
That game?
Being in net for that game.
Oh, yeah, I know. But I'm just saying,
not the fucking stands.
Yeah, I know, but just being, like, let alone being in the stands is hard enough. I couldn't imagine you guys, like, you being on the bench, you being in net, like, holy shit.
Well, I was like, holy fuck. Well, all of the goals that this guy let in, cross crease,
screenshot,
rebound, screenshot, one-timer on the power play. Like
those, you just got to shake it off, realize
yeah.
you don't have a chance on those, and shake it off, like, stop the next puck.
Well, like, I'm pretty sure I can speak for me and all my friends who are watching the game. Sitting together, we're like, holy fuck, did Sturgeon really just choke another city finals?
Yeah.
Like, are you fucking kidding me?
That was never in the back of my head because I knew that with the players that we had, goals were coming. It was just coming.
But it's just as, like, when you're down 4-2 with, what, like 10 minutes left?
I remember everyone. 17 minutes left in the period.
I remember everyone showed up to game 2. Literally everyone, because we were up 1-0. We win this next one, we win the series.
Yeah.
Literally everyone I knew show up to game 2, expecting to come on the ice and celebrate with us. And we had that lead with 5 minutes left, 3-2, and they scored. They bang goals, and they're like kind of the two like same kind of goals, like pass out front. And after that, I let in the fourth goal. I'm just sitting there like, what happened? Like, what? It just went by so quickly.
I've never been in a more loud arena. The loudest arena I've ever been in for one of your guys' games is probably game 2 or game 3 against St. Paul's.
Game 2, St. Paul's at Keith
Holy
Bobby.
Game 2 at St. Paul's.
When Onegi scored into the Patty Kane heartbreaker.
Oh my
god! Holy shit!
I remember the game 2 when Onegi scored. I remember I saw Binnington. When
he's all casual.
When he's all casual, when the St. Louis scored on Bishop to win Game 7. Yeah, and I remember myself. I watched a video of me after Onegi scored, and I just casually skated out of the net.
Who was more casual on a celebration that year, Gibbs or Dunner?
Oh fuck, Dunner.
Dunner never.
Dunner doesn't even know what's going on.
Yeah, Oshman scores with like how much time left.
Like a minute left, or minute 88 seconds.
And then you just see Dunner skating like nothing happened.
Like this.
It's like, man, he just scored to basically win you guys a shit.
Funniest story ever. Okay, so right after we win against St. Paul's, or this is before we play St. Paul's in game 1 of our series. Gilbert says, "Boys, after we win, we're walking off the ice. We're not selling this game."
No one did that.
Nobody selling this game after we win. And we're like, okay. So, of course, it just turns out we're down 3-2. We score to make it 3-3, go into OT. Dylan Morton scores on a breakaway. And, of course, he goes fucking ham. He's going one knee, jumps into the glass. Everyone's jumping off the bench. Gilbert's like, guys, let's go! Let's go! Get off the ice!
Yeah, like... Dylan's just living in the moment. He scored the game-winning goal in a really important game, and I don't know what I was doing. I skate out of the net. I skate right off the ice. I'm like,
I see.
And I look at everyone else. I'm like,
I should probably go with my
Yeah,
teammates.
I'm seeing Dylan celebrate. Everyone's jumping. I just see Gibbs out the corner of my eye, casually skating off and yelling at everyone. I was like, Gibbs, just fucking celebrate for once,
No,
man.
I wanted to do something really funny. Like
That would have been hilarious if we just went off.
I know, like that's nobody understood that. Like,
Who did that? Was it Johansson? When he scored in overtime against
someone
Carolina. Yeah.
And then just like didn't even celebrate. Just
No, he went like this,
yeah,
put his hands up, and then just opened the gate.
Opened the gate.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah,
that was
like-
funny.
Oh,
Yeah,
all right. Going on to the next one. What is the best game or performance that you've ever had?
It was this year. That 4-0 win against St. Paul's, I would say.
Right. At Iceplex, right?
Was that the game where you made that fucking unreal save?
Also, is that the best save you've ever made too?
That is by far the best save I've
that
ever
was the
made.
one where you slid across and
I dove
right?
back. I have a picture of it on my phone somewhere.
We'll put that on the screen
Yeah.
for the pod.
Send it to me and we'll put it on the pod.
Yeah, I'll put it on the pod. I dove back. I didn't see the puck go into my glove.
my
No,
God.
honest truth, I didn't see it go into my glove. I made a save or block shot. I can't remember, but I think
I think it was a rebound.
rebound save. I look across. Cody Gibbs is in the lane. He's ready to block it. Didn't block it, so
Yeah.
I didn't see it. I dove across, stuck my glove out, and
I think-
it went through his legs into my glove, and my glove hit the ground across, like above the goal line, and no
Yeah.
one was celebrating. I'm like, did I stop this?
Yeah,
I remember-
No, I remember. I was sitting. Okay, so this is just over a month. I'm pretty sure after I broke my collarbone this season, and I'm sitting up there in the stands. You know, like with my sling, and I'm like, fuck, because I'm pretty sure it was only like 2-0 or something, and we're playing St. Paul's. St. Paul's.
Wicked
Well, it
team.
would have been 0-0 first period.
Oh,
Or
yeah,
no,
it was-
1-0 because Caden scored like 30 seconds in. That
on the
Oh yeah,
Statue
that's
of
right.
Liberty.
Holy fuck! I'm so mad that I missed that.
The statue.
I was walking in as Onegi scored, and then I'm like, "What happened?" Everyone's like, "There's just a sick play," and I was like,
why you show up to the game on time. Because
I tried to.
Caden was in it right from the start,
Oh,
and he scores 30 seconds in, and I'm like, we're gonna beat these guys.
Nobody hates St. Paul's more than Caden Onegi.
"Oh no!"
No, for
No.
sure.
Or Tyler Metcalf.
Or Tyler Metcalf.
Or Tyler Metcalf.
That pregame speech.
Here's the thing:
though.
I don't hate any team in the league. I don't hate anybody. I just
Strongly dislike him.
I don't strongly dislike anybody. I respect most of the St. Paul's players more than anyone on our team, but I just like beating teams like that.
Yeah.
I just like beating the teams. You know, like they have all the money. They're a private school. They have a legacy of winning, and then just to beat a team that has a legacy of winning just feels
like
that
the
much better.
legacy of winning for sure. I don't like teams like that. I beat them like for fun.
It's just like whenever a team knocks a team like Montreal or Chicago like that out of the playoffs, it's just like
that much better
Yeah,
because they're
it's
an
that
original
much better.
6 team. Yeah.
yeah. Well,
Speaking of Canadians,
And another
city
game.
champ.
yeah.
Another game. I'd just like to pay tribute to it. My grandpa passed away the night before this game. It was 10-1
I remember
finals.
Oh shit.
And yeah, I come out. We play against the Portland Winterhawks, Seth Jarvis.
Right.
The Winnipeg Ice, Carson Lambos.
Jesus fuck.
Was
Well,
Dante the goalie too?
No, he was not.
No.
It was Buddy Fraser.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fraser Sandoval.
But yeah, this with 10-1 City Finals, Game 1. And yeah, so my grandpa passed away the night before, and I was really upset. I was crying. I was upset.
for sure.
Right.
My friend's dad or my friend's grandpa comes in the room and he gives me a hug, and that just makes me sad.
Oh, yeah.
I go out and I shut him out on like 38 shots.
Jesus.
And they had Seth Jarvis, Carson Lambos, two guys who are playing in the dub this year. It was, and it was a
Unreal
great
hockey
feeling.
players.
And I remember when I won, I just laid down right when we won. I laid down and I'm like, yes.
Yeah. Well, those are two guys that could be getting. Well, I think both of them are going to be getting drafted into the NHL.
Oh, let alone maybe
Jarvis for
first
sure.
round.
Jarvis will for sure.
Jarvis for sure.
Lamos is right now projected to go like top 10 in his draft.
I've played against Lambos a few times. I haven't really seen him play that much, but I know he's a really good hockey player
yeah.
for sure.
He's a very
Jarvis
good
I've known since I was like 8 or 9.
Oh
He's
yeah.
one of the best hockey players I've ever played against.
It's crazy.
Well, obviously,
if not the best.
It's
for
crazy
sure.
that there's guys our age all playing in the dub, and then there's guys like me and Nathan just playing beer league for fun now. Gibbs can at least go somewhere with hockey, whether he plays,
Well, we'll see.
whether he goes out like Cody Gibbs.
Also, we'll use that as a perfect segue into our next question. You mentioned playing with Seth Jarvis. What was it like playing on his junior jet team and playing in the brick tournament?
The junior jets. Playing in the brick tournament, I didn't play that much. I played 2 games in the brick out of 6 or 7.
Yeah.
I know my goalie partner was Januzzi,
Right.
who plays with the Winterhawks too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't play that much. But it was a great experience. I got to meet Brandon Wheat King's general manager now, Darren Ritchie.
Yeah.
Very good guy. Yeah, it was just a great experience. I loved it. I had my fair share of good games there. It was
Obviously playing in the mall would be pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
I've heard that it's kind of weird to play there though because of the lighting and just things like that.
I didn't mind the lighting, but they made us wear like the
eye black, right?
Eye black, and
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I didn't mind the lighting and everything. I just thought it was a weird place to play hockey, just right in the center.
Yeah,
of a mall.
it's kind of weird that you would play hockey in a mall.
In a mall,
just
of
people
all
walking
places.
around that are like just watching some 10-year-old kid.
But yeah, they're watching like
light it up.
9-year-olds kid. They're watching us 9-year-old
Yeah.
kids play hockey, and I thought it was like the coolest thing in the world.
Well,
Yeah.
think about all the players that have played in that tournament. Like obviously Austin Matthews, Connor McDavid, Sidney Crosby. All those guys have played in that tournament, and it's just crazy to think. You know,
it's in a mall.
You're watching 9-year-old kids play, and you never know if one of them's going to make the NHL.
Oh yeah, and be one of the best players, like you said, guys like McDavid, Matthews, Crosby, who are the best players in the NHL,
Right,
and they're just
You're obviously 9 years old. You can't read like if they're gonna be great
no.
players in the future. Like I know a lot of my teammates from that team where some of them don't even play hockey anymore. I don't think.
like at 9 years old, you're not
one or
even
two of them.
projected to get drafted anytime soon. Whereas now, like when
But
you're
then,
what
like-
12, 13, you're already being projected.
Yeah.
But like yeah, when you're 9, you can't read development.
Oh
like,
no, not at all.
Yeah.
But like there's the guys who like I mentioned like some of them don't even like play hockey anymore.
Yeah.
And then there's the guys I played with on that team
Who really stood out?
who are not even really stood out. Like now are like
Dub, right?
Dub, NHL, US. Like there's a guy who played in
Was that Anthony?
not Anthony. No, Anthony does play in the USHL though.
One sec.
But Ty Smolanek, he plays
Yeah.
for the US development team now.
That's fucking
Yeah.
deadly.
Yeah, he's apparently one of the fastest skaters in like the States or something.
Well,
Jesus.
and obviously there was Jarvis on that team.
Jarvis, Ty Thorpe,
Right.
Anthony Kerr,
Obviously Dante.
yeah.
And then a bunch of or some MJ guys too, like Brady.
Like Brady, my good buddy to this day, Brady Whiteley.
Brady Whiteley, shout out Brady if you're watching.
Probably
We'll
not.
He's
see.
a legend.
Probably not.
Probably
He's
not,
got,
but,
he's got other things to do, but
He's got other things to do, but yeah, my good buddy Brady. That's when we first started becoming friends on that team. But yeah, I'll look at him. He's 16 years old in the MJHL, right?
Did you ever play
Right.
with Matty Ice on that team or anything? Or
Matty Ice was not on that team.
No. Oh yeah.
There were some guys on like that didn't make that team that should have made that team. Looking back, but you obviously like I
Yeah,
said,
they're
you just can't.
You guys are 9
yeah.
years
Do
old.
you remember who was cut from that team that maybe if you went back and remade the team would be on it?
If I would have went back and remade the team, I think the goalies would have still been the same.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, honestly, I still think it would have been me and Dante's. Just,
But better way to put this question is, if you were to make the team now,
yeah, I
Yeah.
know. If like amongst O2 goalies, I wouldn't really change anything. Like,
Yeah, Manitoba O2 goalies. I don't think there would be much of a change.
I know a few guys, but I wouldn't really change the goalies. I like that tandem. Like me and Dante are still buddies to this day.
for sure.
Play Fortnite all the time.
Yeah.
Plays Fortnite with my dad. Yeah.
Glenn.
Yeah, Glenn.
Yeah, he plays Fortnite with my dad too, so like that's funny. The defense, there are obviously some guys that would add it. My good buddy Brandon, he plays for the Wild.
Oh,
Right.
McCartney?
Yeah, McCartney. The defense definitely could have been changed a bit for sure because there's a lot of guys on that team who like either aren't like into hockey anymore or don't play anymore, right? So I would have changed the D for sure. Forwards, not really. Maybe one guy, Sequoia Swan.
Yeah.
Have you heard of him?
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's a beast.
playing for Tri-City, but only reason we probably got cut back then was because he's a bit of a maniac back then, probably.
Yeah.
I've heard some crazy
He
stories.
still is, but like he's
Not as-
But
he's
he's allowed
simmered
to now, yeah.
Yeah,
Didn't he scrap someone in one of his first games in a dub?
one of his first, not in the in the dub he scrapped someone.
Yeah.
I think he won too. Like he's
Yeah.
small guy. Like he's a bit shorter than me, but he's He's always feisty. He's a feisty guy. Well, last time I hung out with him was like a year ago, and he's just a calm, funny guy, and then goes on the ice, he's a maniac.
Well, there's so many guys like that.
Yeah.
Seem super chill. Like,
well, and then he used to have the long hair.
Oh yeah,
too.
Hair down to his ass. It was,
Papa Shazzy used to have that.
Yeah, Papa Shazzy. Our next question here is what is the best atmosphere of any game that you've ever played in?
We unfortunately, obviously the biggest crowd I've ever played in front of I didn't play, it was the Jet Skills competition.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Biggest crowd I've ever been in front of. But game-wise, it was unfortunate that we didn't win this game, but it was the provincial final at the Iceplex where people all around the glass.
Oh my, that was packed.
I don't think there were very many empty seats. It was sad that we lost, there's some unfortunate events in that game, but they were televised.
And leading up to that game,
it was televised.
Probs just wasn't that good of a serious season for you guys for Probs.
Probs wise,
it was alright, but just some unfortunate circumstances.
Well, and it just kind of sucks how they have just a tournament for almost like a redemption tournament.
All of Manitoba High School for provincial, you're gonna have a tournament, but for cities, you're gonna have series. The
tournament was a weekend long.
Yeah, and it's fine, have a tournament, but make the provincial final a best 2 out of 3. Because what's the difference between a city final and a provincial final?
We would have got Caden back. I think Osty would have
been recovered.
Oh fuck, that was bad.
They would have lost.
Brand new game,
right? The fact that we were without Onagi and Osterman
and Gibbs was injured.
Gibbs was injured. We had all our studs just kind of injured, and we held them to 2-0.
You guys still
before
played
that empty
unreal.
netter, right?
Before the empty netter was 2-0.
It's not like they outwork you guys. It's just that you guys are missing your studs.
Yeah, we're missing all the good players.
They were obviously missing some players too,
they were just missing one guy.
Yeah, Carter Hogan.
Carter Hogan.
He's a great player.
Very good player.
Yeah, he's very fast. He is fast.
They have an all-around team that's just.
They always have
line after line, depth after depth, and it's
they have so much to choose from, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. They get 90 guys to try out for their team.
It's insane. They have 2 teams.
Yeah, they have A and B.
They have 2 teams. The problem is that anybody in all of Manitoba can go to St. Paul's.
Oh yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Us, we're only able to choose from our district, our area, our school. Mm-hmm. Right? But there could be guys from Fort Garry, guys from Headingley, guys from Selkirk, guys from Charleswood all going to St. Paul's, and they could all play on the same team.
Yeah, but the thing is with that is that if they played any sort of high school sport, they can't play a high school sport that first year. They're in St. Paul's.
No, right? but they all go there in grade 9.
Oh yeah,
right?
okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, obviously, it was a great feeling beating them in the city finals or city
playoffs. Yeah,
city playoffs. Yeah, it was a great feeling. It would have been more fun and more fan packed in the finals if we would have played them in the finals.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
That would have been nuts.
But it was better to knock them out than if they were to break our hearts in the finals, right?
Yeah, because honestly, I would have a better time losing against Garden City than I would against St. Paul's. In a city final? No way.
Well, good thing we didn't lose.
That's good thing. Sure. Good thing we clutched it up and we came through when we had to. Mm-hmm. Going back to city playoffs against St. Paul's, we were up 3-0 in a game, and then there was a line brawl that took out four of our top players. Were sitting in the box for 10 straight minutes because they gave them all 10-minute misconducts.
I'm still shocked no one got kicked out of that game.
Yeah.
Especially
Caden Onagi with the
tomahawk fucking trying to decapitate someone. I
don't know if you were able to see that because you were in the net. Obviously,
I was in the net in the zone too.
Yeah.
Well, at least for 2 periods, or not a full 50 minutes at least, because. But yeah, we come out 3-0 lead. We're all fired up. I feel like I'm gonna shut out St. Paul's again.
That would have been sweet.
Then I just lost my focus for some reason in between the second and third period.
How did the line brawl even start? Does anyone remember?
Well, yeah. Okay, so
I feel like Dunner was involved in this.
Okay, I know exactly what it was like because I was on the bench, Well, I actually, of course I was on the bench, but I was just coming off the ice. You can actually see in the video, and Tyler Hattie gets hit from behind, right in front of our bench.
Okay, I figured.
And then it was Noah Slychuk coming in because he liked to stick up for everyone, and he hit the guy. Right?
Okay, yeah, right.
So he hit the guy down
into the bench.
No, he hit the guy onto the ice, and he stuck up his head, and Dunner just went whack-a-mole on the guy. Boom, boom. Like, punched the guy in the face, and then all of a sudden the guy gets up and starts swinging into our bench.
Yeah, because Dunner's a different character.
Well, and now it's like a full line brawl. Noah Funk is sitting on the edge of the bench. I remember this specifically. He's sitting on the edge of the bench, and like one of our assistant coaches, Tanner Angle, he was checking out his arm because like he had surgery on his shoulder prior to the year. So he was just checking to see if the shoulder was all okay. Well, all of a sudden, Funk gets this open eye in his eyes, goes to Superman punch this guy, and I tackle him on the bench. I'm like, "Fuck, man, you can't do that! Get the fuck off me!" And I'm like, "I can't do that."
I bet you Dunner is when he's watching this at home, he's gonna start laughing his ass off just for no reason.
Yeah.
His psycho laugh.
Yeah, his little psycho laugh, and I bet he would laugh at that right now.
For sure.
Yeah.
But that was nuts. And then all of a sudden, how many? I think there were 7 guys on each team in the box.
A lot.
There was a lot.
There was a video, 4 or 5 in our box.
Yeah.
3 or
I sent
4
the
in
photo
their box.
into Puck Snaps and they posted
Yeah.
it.
Well, and it got on World Star Winnipeg.
Yeah, we'll put the photo on.
Yeah, we'll also put the photo on there. It got on World Star Winnipeg. It was our bench our box was packed. St. Paul's box was packed, and it was just crazy.
I heard. I don't know how true this is because this is what I heard. I didn't hear it from any players, but I heard that they were passing around a fucking jewel in a box or something. Is that true?
Probably not.
Probably not. Yeah.
I don't know.
Probably
how
not
they
true.
Get that out
but
there.
I just heard people saying that, and I was like, "What the fuck? How is that possible?"
Well, and then also the best thing that I loved about our home rink Keith Bodley is our rink guy. It didn't give a shit if we had cowbells, blowhorns, air horns.
Guy's a big beauty, man.
If we didn't if the guys in the stands didn't have shirts on, if they were banging on the glass, if they were climbing the glass, they honestly didn't care.
Guys did not give a fuck.
Yeah.
The guys at the Iceplex though, we make a noise.
Oh,
we're gonna take your horns away.
We're gonna kick you out of this game if you don't give me your horn.
Man, they got so strict that they would stand inside the lounge watching us. It's like, are you really that?
Well,
fucked?
and then we fucking win the first title of Sturgeon Heights ever, and they don't let our fans come on the ice.
Oh, that was so homo.
What the hell?
What?
We won. Let them out.
Man,
meanwhile, my
double
AA team were fucking on the ice for 45 minutes after the game celebrating.
Yeah,
so,
open the floodgates. Seriously.
Yeah, man. Fucking idiots work at Iceplex. No offense,
Except
Cody.
for Cody.
Except for
Cody.
No offense.
And
Toll. And Matt Toll.
And Cressman. Cressman.
Well, I mean, the work crew.
The security.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, that game was just
awesome.
It was a bit wild. We come out, it was 3-0 going into the third. I get in the net. I'm confident as ever, and just shit goes south. And once they tied it up at 3-3, I look up at the score. No, here's what I did exactly. 3-3. The minute they scored, I look up at our crowd, and they're all looking at me.
We're all like, "Gibbs, what the fuck
I look at
just
the
happened?"
crowd, I look at the scoreboard, and I'm like, "Whoa, no, what happened?"
Yeah.
And I just shook it off, and whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, this was the best thing ever. Our coach Tyler Metcalf, best coach.
Best coach out
Best
there.
coach.
Best coach I've ever had.
Yeah, best coach I've ever had on the bench. After 3-3, doesn't even say we blew it or we let this one slide. He's like, we're gonna get the next one. Mm-hmm. It was never there was never a doubt in his mind that we couldn't win on any given night.
Yeah.
Even when we were down 4-2, they score the power play to make it 4-2. He's like, okay, let's get the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Right, we score. Let's get the next one. And then after we score to make it 5-4, okay, boys, game's not over. We got to defend here.
That's just a professional hockey player mentality that he has. After playing pro hockey in the dub for 5 years in Seattle.
He played in the dub for 5 years. Then he
shot
played
out for 3 hockey NHL teams.
Yeah, and then he played at the University of Alberta for 5 years, and then he went to Hungary, Kazakhstan.
Like played all over Europe.
By
and
far the best coach I've ever had in my. Well,
he's probably the best coach you can get in Winnipeg. Yeah, behind the Jets.
I mean, like growing up, I had some good coaches in minor hockey. Like in AA, I've had both coaches. Hated my AAA coaches. I loved 13 AAA. I had a coach named Alain Girard, good guy, not a very good coach.
Yeah.
Neil Chow, fucking hated him. Jim Berezowski, I'm not going to comment on.
I'm just here so
good guy, just not going to say anything about, though. And Tyler Metcalf, I'm going to give him number 1 after this year. He's the best coach I've ever had, for sure.
Yeah, and he treats everybody equally.
Yeah.
Whether you're a third-line plug or
all-star. Whether you're me, barely playing, or you're Ryan Osman, MVP of the league, he treats you the same every day at practice. He expects the same out of everyone. All that he expects is that you try hard and you stay focused, and that's it.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the best thing you can ask from for.
I remember in that 5-4 game when he was called a timeout, and I come up to the board. I'm like, I'm just making sure he knows what he's doing. And I remember I questioned him, and then he said something back, and I'm like, okay, you're right.
Gibbs is like, why did I even ask?
Yeah, well,
and then and then I remember how that game ended. Like they, for some weird reason, with 5 seconds left, that Garden City dump it in. They dump it in, 5 seconds left. I'm like, I'm going to play this.
Mitts are flying after that.
I know, and I'm like, don't. Really, like what I was thinking was I go to play the puck. I'm like, don't shoot this in your own net. Don't shoot this in your own net. I shoot it high off the glass, and I'm like, okay, it's over.
Yeah. Man, I hate refs though when you're about to win the ship. Like this year, I was on the ice for when we won the ship because I'm fucking sick like that.
Yeah.
I'm already celebrating with 10 seconds left. Sorry, boys. Yeah, but the refs apparently kept telling our bench, and they probably told your bench too. Yeah. Stay on the bench, let them clear the zone. It's like, fuck off, man. We just won the ship.
Well, our ref was like, he was standing there and he turned around right when they dumped it in, and he was like, hold the bench, and I was like, fuck that, and I put my leg over the bench. All of a sudden I'm throwing up the bits, and he's like, stay on the bench, and we're just like coming off like we don't give a fuck.
What is he gonna do? Like suspend us?
Give us a 10-minute
10-minute, you're done. Yeah. Like.
Well,
I mean, if it was 1 second left, you'd be like, all right, penalty shot.
Penalty shot. That would be
fuck.
Oh man, if they did that, I'd just diving poke check and risk it all.
Flying poke check.
Okay, here's a story that I think that we have to bring up is our team. We went to a tournament in Brandon, and we just clapped cheeks like the entire tournament. And anyways, so we're like 4-0 in this tournament. And it's the night before our final game. We're playing against St. Paul's B team the next day, but we're still like, it's still St. Paul's. Like, we still want to win.
They wanted that smoke with
shit team.
Oh, yeah. Well, anyways, it's like 3 a.m. And all of a sudden, I forget which room it was, gets a knock on the door. Boom, water bucket. Okay, here we go. Water bucket wars have begun. Fuck. Water bucket wars going on for like 3-4 hours. Guys haven't slept. It's like an hour and a half before a game. Guys are still sleeping. They haven't ate. They haven't showered. They haven't got dressed yet. They haven't done any of that.
If I would have known I wasn't playing that game, I would have been up till 5.
Yeah,
for sure. But I was like, I had that mentality. I played the game before against Dauphin, and I'm like, okay, if it's a finals game, I might as well just stay prepped, might play.
Yeah.
I'm trying to sleep. I went to bed at 12. That's reasonable on the Brandon show. Yeah. 12 o'clock. And yeah, I remember Cody, my roommate. I had the fucking funniest roommates. Cody Gibbs, Blake Duncalf.
Oh my god. Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber. You can imagine that? No, Dumb, Dumber, and Dumbest.
Yeah.
All in one room. And I remember
IQ of about -5 in that room.
Yeah, for sure. And
whoever stuck you guys in the room.
Oh god, Nettie, come on. Like so I was being the responsible one. I'm sleeping, and I remember Cody, 3 a.m. I get waken up to Cody opening the door. He's like, "Oh, good night, guys."
Whoosh, whoosh.
No, Remy, it's fine.
Whoosh, water comes fucking all over the room. I stand up. I'm wearing my SpongeBob pajamas.
Yeah.
I walk over. I'm like, Cody, what the fuck, man? You're not supposed to say goodnight in a water war.
Yeah. Good night, guys.
And then, like, the guys next door, because we got our connected doors, right?
Yeah.
They're just laughing at us. And I'm like...
No,
I literally turn around, hop back in the bed, and I'm like, fuck this.
Yeah, I remember we are... I walk into the dressing room, or not into the dressing room, into their room in the morning, and I'm sitting there like I'm dressed because I was the only room that didn't get touched. It was me and the two retards, Tyler Hattie, Tyler Sawchuk. That was my room. So you know how annoying the Tylers are sometimes. So I was just like, fuck it, I'm going to bed. It was like 1 in the morning.
Should have made them sleep together. That would have been fun.
Yeah, so I wake up and it's like 9 in the morning because I'm pretty sure we were playing at around noon. I wake up at 9 and I'm like, all right, take a shower, get dressed, whatever. I go into their room and I look in the bathroom. Towels are stacked about 4 feet high. And I'm like, what happened here? Because I didn't get touched. And then all of a sudden people are like, oh man, you didn't hear about like the water bucket wars and shit like that? I was like, no, I didn't. And then Metcalf walks in with his fucking like, he walks in with his flip-flops on and and he stops and there's like water going, like soaking up from the carpet. And he just like looks into the washroom. He's like, I'm not even going to ask. And then just turns around.
Jesus.
I remember he did that so many times in the Brandon tournament. He's a good coach. Like,
Yeah.
I remember I don't know why I was in this room. It was Jay, Caden, Maddie.
Story. Yeah.
Jay, Caden, Maddie, probably some other idiot.
I was in there at some
I don't
points.
know why I was in there.
Yeah.
And they're watching RuPaul's Drag Race
Yeah.
for fun. And I remember Metcalf knocks on the door because it's curfew, and we don't give a fuck really because like we're on a roll, we don't care.
Yeah.
And Metcalf walks in, like I guess it was a little bit before curfew, and he
Was
walks
that
in.
Angle watching with you guys?
Yeah, he started watching for a little bit.
Angle literally walked in. He's like, "You guys are fucking idiots."
Yeah.
And he walked out. Metcalf opens the door. He walks in, looks at the TV, and he's like, and he just turns around.
Turns around and walks. Like, don't even question us.
I remember one of those days too. Like, someone, Caden, Jay, and who else was in that room? Caden, Jay, and it was Caden.
I think it was Caden, Jane, and Matt.
Oh, it wasn't Matty Meyer. No, because he was in.
Or was
he
it?
was in my joining room with Dylan and Osterman.
Was it you?
It was an all vet room. Oh, Greener, I think maybe.
Yeah, Greener, Caden, and Jay missed breakfast the next morning because I remember we walked in their room and they were all passed the fuck out. They were all out. They were cold out.
Yeah, that was awesome. And another funny one that I was actually there to experience is there's a team called the Mountain Mustangs there. And we're staying in a 2-floor hotel. We're on the bottom floor, they're on the second floor, and they're on their balconies, and we're around the pool area. And we just start chirping them because that's just who we are. We're like, you guys fucking suck, like this, that, right? And then they start chirping back at us, and then we see them go into their rooms, and we're like, okay, these guys are coming down, right? Mm-hmm. So, but it was right around curfew, so we're like, okay, we're just going to go into our rooms, right? Well, all of a sudden, like me, Tyler Hattie, and Tyler Sawchuk, we're in our room. We're all getting changed for bed. Knock, knock, knock. I go and I look through the peephole. There's 15 dudes standing out of our room.
Fucking army.
Like, their entire team. They're like, open up, pussies. And I'm like, I look back and I'm like, boys, these guys are at our door. And all of a sudden, Tyler Hattie, I've never seen this guy get up so fast. No! Like, goes for the door. Fuck, you can't open this door. Like, don't do it, Nathan. Please, I'm telling you, don't do it. And then Sawchuk's like, let's go fucking eat some ass, boys. And we're like getting up. We're about to go out. And then all of a sudden, Hattie's like, Jay, pull up. And Jay's like, what? I just woke up. And then Matt Meyer's like, what's going on? And then like our group chat was going nuts. Then all of a sudden, I hear Metcalf in the hallway. Hey, what are you boys doing? And then they just like run away. It was hilarious.
Oh man,
that tournament was legendary.
I know, it was a legendary tournament, man.
Yeah. So yeah, going into the next question, who is the best player that has ever been on your team? Like for a season.
For a season.
Yeah.
Not a tournament.
Yeah, for a season.
For a season. That's a tough one.
Top 3.
Yeah, maybe give your top 3.
Give a
That
top
might be easier.
3. Oh, that's even harder.
No order. No order.
Yeah.
Yeah, no order, just top 3. I gotta go with my buddies from AAA to AA. Kale, Brady, Brandon. I gotta go with those guys.
Those are 3 studs right there.
You got Kale the grinder. I hope. I don't know what he's doing for hockey next year. He hasn't told me yet. Well, he claims he's playing high school.
Yeah, I've heard that rumor too.
He claims he's playing Canucks.
Oh really?
Yeah, I don't know where he's gonna play next year, but if he makes Portage, that wouldn't shock me either.
Yeah.
Brandon played Wild, very good defenseman. He was my captain in 11 AA. We didn't have one in 12 AA.
You guys won that year, right?
We never won AA. We were always knocked out first round.
Oh fuck.
Yeah. Because that's when Rangers and Brandon were really good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I forgot Brandon used to have a team.
Yeah, and
they were deadly.
But yeah, those are. I'm just gonna go with those 3 guys because it's really hard for an entire season.
Yeah.
I've played with those guys all my life, and they've actually been consistently really good. And Brady, obviously, we know playing the MJHL.
Well, you're saying how no one knows what Kale's doing. Well, do you know what you're doing next year? Whether you're playing high school again or MJ or
I
this
knew
is a big question.
I knew I was gonna get asked this question today.
I was gonna ask him the car, but I gotta wait for the pod.
I have a decision in my head. I'm not telling anyone.
No.
Okay. That's fair.
Specific things have to happen for this to happen. I really don't know where I'm playing next year. I'm going to talk to a specific person about
next year
about like what I want to do and see if he can give me some advice.
Because does Winkler still have your rights?
Winkler still does have my rights.
That's right.
I don't know if I'll play there though. It's an option. I don't know where.
You got lots of options.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk to someone. I'm not gonna name who he is.
Because then I'll just stick it out there.
And but I have my main decision in my head, but I'm not gonna say.
Okay, that's fair. Who was the best player that you've ever played against during a season?
During a season is Seth Jarvis.
Yeah.
Hardest. 11 and 12. I remember like when we were all 11 and 12 was like prime for some reason, my prime years.
Yeah.
And I remember I beat him a few times and I shut him down.
Right.
And let him score, and he was on a line with like Danis or something like that too.
Yeah.
Playing probably Steinbach next year. But yeah, Jarvis for sure, or even Ty Thorpe. That guy's fast, quick hands. But I've beat him too. Not just me, my team, but we've beat him too, right? Jarvis, I'm gonna go with Jarvis for this one just because in 13 AAA before like RHA, they had that 1 year where like every stud in the league was playing AAA. We whenever we played the Monarchs, Jarvis had 3 goals a night. I'd do my best, and Jarvis would just light it up. I remember one game I come back after I've played terrible for 7 consecutive games, and I go up to my coach. I'm like, I'm ready to go. I can play this game. Against Seth Jarvis, I let in 4 goals on 44 shots. I was really good.
Yeah.
But Jarvis scored with 2 minutes and 33 seconds left, post in from the hash marks. And I remember I was top, like, crease would have been here. I would have been a foot and a half outside the crease, reaching out with my blocker, it still went in. Hardest player I've ever had to play against, for sure.
Shot at.
Also, this just popped into my head. I remember it was our first round series this year against Dakota in city playoffs. And we're up 5-3. We just scored an empty netter. And all of a sudden, coach is like, okay, Nathan, Ostie, Sykes. And then he's like, Dunner and someone else go out there, right? So right off the draw, Dunner tries to dangle it out of the zone or something like that. And then all of a sudden, it's in the back of the net. I just see Gibbs gets up, boom, boom, snaps his stick. And everyone's like, whoa, bro, what are you doing? Like, we're going to win. And then he's like, man, I was just mad. Yeah.
Man,
I was just mad.
the fact that we were up 1-0 after 2 periods and the final score was 5-4.
Yeah.
That just kind of frustrated me because like I don't like playing bad. Obviously, no one does, but everyone was literally every day. Like the next day of school, everyone was asking me, "Why'd you slam your stick?" I'm like, "I didn't play that good."
Yeah,
I didn't play that good.
The warranty was up.
And like, well, I paid for it. I didn't care.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I don't know, like, just a lot of things escalated. I never played a good playoff game in a while, so I literally was like, oh, you gotta start playing good in the playoffs, like, and then like I me and my dad like talked and like I chilled the fuck out. Yeah. And we go and play Dakota in game 2 in Dakota. Yeah. And I finally play like pretty good.
Yeah. So that was a good game. Yeah, I think we ended up winning 5-1.
5-1, yeah. Yep. And I actually played pretty good, so I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I wanted.
Another one that pops into my head is I broke my collarbone in December, and we were playing against River East in that game. So I leave the game, and we're up 2-0, like halfway through the first period. Oh, no. So I'm sitting there, you know, like all drugged up and stuff like that, you know, trying to get the pain away. I'm sitting there right after my x-ray, and I'm like, hey, Dad, any word on how the team did? Oh, yeah, your team won 8-7 in overtime. What?
That was the most...
Are you kidding me? I was like, how did we win 8-7 in overtime? And then my dad was like, Gilbert said that he pulled himself. I was like, okay, I'm not going to question.
You pulled yourself in the third, right?
Start of the third.
The third.
End of second. I remember, good thing there weren't a lot of fans there. We were up 2-0, and I'm like, okay, I'm playing okay. I'm going to have a good game today. They pot 2 quick goals to tie it up, and like there weren't ones I didn't have a chance on. Like, I don't know, I'm going to admit this to everyone. I have this thing that gets in my head where if I let in more than 2 goals in a period, or more than 2 goals by the start of the third period, more than at least 4 goals by the start of the third period, I'm feeling like not that good.
Yeah.
So, and then we were just back and forth, and then by the time they scored their 5th goal, it would have been 5-4, and then buzzer goes. I go up to Metcalf. Metcalf comes and talks to me, and he's like, "How you feeling?" I'm like, "I don't think I can finish this game." So like, yeah, I just want to restart, play the next game, and I basically took myself out. Obviously, yeah. Colby goes in. Stud, pretty good game.
Only two goals against in the third, right? But I heard that I don't know like the real story, but I heard that he gave up 2 like right away, or like 2 in a row.
It was 7-5 at one point, and the minute, I'm not gonna lie, the minute they scored, when it was 7-5, I look at Metcalf, I'm like, I'm sorry, I took myself out. Yeah. and then we score to tie the game because their River East goalies weren't good at all.
Yeah, they were weak.
Their goalie got pulled too. So and they tied at 7, and I'm looking at Metcalf. I'm like, okay, never mind. Yeah. And then Jay does the sickest no-hand move I've ever seen that he probably didn't even try to do. Yeah. And we win 8-7, and I'm like, okay, thank God I didn't want to lose this game.
Yeah. Another thing is to go to the provincial final, we played Garden City, the team that we beat in the city final. We were playing them in the provincial semis, and we went into overtime. Like, what was going through your head when it's like, you know, overtime, if we lose, our season's over?
If you win, you go on.
Yeah, if we win, we go on. Like, what's going through your head when we're in a 4-on-4 overtime for 10 minutes?
That ended up being a shootout, and I've never...
Yeah, it was a shootout.
It turned into a shootout.
I've been, like, saying to myself, like, for the past bit, like, I know the calmest games I've ever... Like, the games I've been the most calm. Yeah. And... some of those provincial games, I've never been so calm in my life. Like the St. Paul's provincial final game, with that many people around, there was ice in my veins. I was calm as fuck. Wasn't like nervous or anything. I was just like, okay, let's do this. Like that's the same with the Garden City game. Like I'm like, okay, city finals didn't play very good against these guys, but trying out the new twig. That's literally what was going through my head. I got this new stick here, different stick. Let's see how things work.
I think all hockey players can agree with me here, where you're playing in a huge game, packed barn,
Yeah.
And you're nervous during warm-ups, but then as soon as you touch a puck or something, you're completely fine.
Yeah.
Like that seemed to happen to me all playoffs, especially in our last game. There's
usually when I know it's an important game, I just shake it off and be like, okay, just you've been in this situation before. Just if you fuck up, you fuck up. If you succeed, you succeed, right?
Yeah.
So
well, it's like for me, I've never really played in a packed barn ever, except for this year for AA. Playoffs, we had like, how many people do you think were there? 300-400 people.
Yeah, and we were playing in Silver.
It was
Silverstone. Silverstone.
The worst rink
ever, and the smallest
in the high school league.
Yeah, the smallest stands ever, and it was packed. And none of us knew how many people were there. We only knew there was gonna be like at least 10 of our friends, and then all parents. I remember I lead the boys out.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, just hearing everyone, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I remember. I always lead the team out as the goalie, and coming out for provincial finals, like Metcalf's like, all right, let's go, boys.
Yeah.
I walk out. Miss Hazen's there. Gives me knocks.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. I turn the corner. Ooh, fucking
yeah.
Everyone everywhere, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
Well, like for me it is like, I remember like I was just like nervous because I'm like, either way, this is our last game. Like it was a great season.
Had fun with.
And I was like, you know what? We've done so much up to this point that even if we lose this game, we're like, it was still an amazing season, and it wouldn't have changed anything. Mm-hmm. So I remember skating out, and I just hear it's loud, and I look like to our side, full on our side. I'm like, oh my god, this is crazy.
I remember for like when I was warming up off ice, I go out and look in the look at the rink as I usually do before games, and I look behind me, and I'm like, see 7 fucking cameras. All across, like 5 or 7 cameras all across the bleachers. I'm like, okay, like, cool.
Well, like you guys know Silverstone, and like there's that hallway, right? And then as soon as you walk out, there's the stands. Well, because I always led the team out because what we did is Parker didn't like going out first. Okay. So I would always be the first one on the ice to give the boys knocks. Yeah. So then I remember I opened the door and just I remember distinctly seeing Chubbs right there.
Kenny Bell.
Absolute legend. He's fucking pumped up for us.
Yeah.
So I'm like, holy fuck, this is sick. And then remember, it's like dead silent. Zamboni's just finishing. I do what I do every game. I like kind of not squat down, but like I stand at the edge of the door and I just look down and like quickly calm myself down. All of a sudden, buddy Ethan Reed pushes me on the ice. I fall on the ice. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
I remember that. Yeah.
Everyone starts erupting, and I'm like, oh fuck, here we go, boys.
The funniest thing is, so obviously for most of our playoff games or most of our games in general, we had O Canada.
Yeah.
Right. That's just kind of like what it was, right? So we're in Game 3 of the City Finals, and in Game 1 and 2, we had a really good singer do our O Canada, and then for Game 3. We had this fucking girl that butchered it. She had voice cracks. She mispronounced some of the words in the national anthem.
Because those were the first 2 games, right?
Yeah. And then after, like, we're just standing there on the bench, like, longest O Canada ever, because we're just all laughing. Even Metcalf's laughing, and he never does that. And he's just fucking howling. And I just see all the guys on the ice, they're just all smiling. They're looking at each other like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, it was a chick from Garden City, I think, right?
Yeah.
Probably.
I think so. She's probably coked out.
Yeah. I mean, I just Canada. I just sat there. I looked at the ground, just in the zone, you know. Yeah,
like I just remembered the City Finals. I walk out, and like the first person that I see Glenn, Doug, and Steve-O are just kind of like all like in like they aren't standing beside each other, but they're all kind of like in the same section area. Yeah. And I'm just like, those are my boys. Oh. Or another thing, Gibbs' dad, his name's Glenn, right? We talked about him a little bit earlier.
He loves to chirp with us.
Oh yeah, he loves the stands. He loves the chants. He loves all that stuff.
He doesn't get out to very many games anymore just because of work. But when he's there, I'm glad to see him there because he's a great supporter.
It's
of my
funny
hockey.
being in a stand with him because we'll all be chirping. Remember Rayside?
Yeah, Rayside.
Rayside from Dakota. We'll all be chirping him. Then all of a sudden we hear Glenn, fuck you, Rayside, piece of shit. We all look back like, who the fuck said that? We're all like, oh fuck, it's Glenn.
Yeah. Or the funniest one is we're sitting up in the stands, or I'm sitting up in the stands because I was injured, like for Gilbert's best game ever, and it's like 4 minutes left, and we're up by like 3, I think, because Dylan scored with like a minute left, and you like it's completely silent there. You just hear Glenn. Money can't buy you wins.
Yeah. Oh my god.
and all of us just fucking erupted laughter in the stands. And all this, like, I'm sitting beside a St. Paul's mom because, like, we're just all kind of sitting in this section. Yeah. And she's like, looks up and she's like, they're just like so intimidated they didn't even know what to say.
Yeah, man. Like,
Glenn has some.
I know. Like, my dad is just. I'm glad to see him at the games all the time. Like, he's a great supporter of my hockey, as I said. Yeah. But I've heard so many stories from him in the stands. And it's
Glenn's unreal.
It makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Glenn's a good guy.
And we kind of started a trend in our league with the like when we would go by the bench, we'd put our hand all the way up and do the little the
little flick.
Yeah, the little wrist flick, and then I remember we were playing against Garden City,
and they all started doing it.
And then like they scored, I think it was in game 2. They scored to make it like 4-3. They go past their bench, and they do it, and I'm like, man, they can't do that. I was so mad.
That's just disrespect.
Like I never usually think about things for a while after hockey or something like that. Like I thought about that the entire night. Like even when I woke up, I was like, I can't believe they just did that. So going into another question is, what was it like to compete in the Jet Skills competition? Because obviously you were in net for some of the breakaway shootout stuff. Yeah, Patrick Laine.
You know, it's Patty Laine. He's obviously going to be a little bit intimidating, but
yeah.
First time he shot with his left hand, and I'm like, okay, easy save, right? And he does this weird move, and I kick it out with the toe.
Yeah.
And second time, I guess he just wanted to go home. So he's coming in, he's going to rifle a shot at me. Patrick Laine shot, right? Misses the net. No, I'm not saying that's like what he does. I'm saying like thank God. Like
yeah, because that would have fucking hurt.
Yeah.
No, the one that intimidated me the most was Ben Sherratt winding up for a clapper from the. Yeah, no.
He has a hard shot. He won the Jets' hardest shot.
He won the hardest shot a few years ago or something. Guy didn't hold back. Goes right up to the hash marks. Full stop. Winds up. Misses the net. I watched it on slow replay. He shot the puck. The puck would have hit the boards and my glove moved. So the puck would have been in the net and my glove would have moved. And I'm like...
That's like an NHL 19 type save. Just the puck's already in the net.
And I'm like, this is fucking insane.
Yeah. Do you have any other cool hockey stories about, playing or anything like that?
Nothing really, man. We've pretty much gone through it all.
Yeah, those were some great stories that I think we covered on, and
very well said.
Yeah, very very well spoken, I feel, and hopefully for our sake we see you in a Huskies jersey.
Yeah.
But for your sake and your career and going on, hopefully we see you in a
NHL jersey.
Yeah. soon enough in a junior jersey of some sort.
Yeah.
And
wherever hockey takes you, boy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think that'll wrap it up for episode 3, and we'll see you guys next time.